Hello, everyone. It's an honor to speak with you today. I know there are entrepreneurs tuning in from all over the world, dreamers, risk takers, hustlers, and of course, visionaries. Today, we're going to tackle a topic that might sound counterintuitive and maybe even a bit harsh, but if you stick with me, I think you'll see the value in it. The title of today's talk is No One is Your Friend, Be Careful. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not here to make you doubt everyone around you or live life in isolation. This talk isn't about creating paranoia. It's about helping you develop wisdom and clarity on your journey as an entrepreneur. Because in business, understanding human nature, boundaries, and self-worth is crucial. So let's dive in. One, friendship in business, a delicate dance. First, let's talk about friendship in business. We all know that business and friendship don't always mix well. And that's because friendship and business operate on different principles. Friendship is built on trust, mutual understanding, and emotional support, while business is built on value, exchange, and objectives. Let me give you an example. Imagine you're in a band with your best friend. At first, you're just playing music together, having fun, making memories. But one day, a big opportunity comes knocking. Maybe a record label is interested, or there's a major gig. Suddenly, the stakes are high, and it's not just about fun anymore. It's about success, money, and reputation. In this scenario, that friend who once laughed with you might start seeing you as competition. They might want a bigger share of the spotlight, more credit, or even higher pay. The friendship that once seemed so solid starts to feel shaky because you're no longer just friends, you're partners in business. And that brings a different dynamic. Now, this doesn't mean that all friendships crumble under the pressure of business. Some do withstand it, but many don't. And when you're an entrepreneur, you have to be okay with that. You have to accept that not everyone is meant to be in both your personal and professional life. 2, watch out for friendly competition. This brings me to another point, the friendly competition. Now, we've all heard that a little competition is healthy, right? But here's the truth that many people don't tell you. Not all competition is friendly, and not everyone cheering for you is genuinely on your side. Imagine you're at a networking event, and you meet someone who's also starting a business in a similar field. You both hit it off, exchange ideas, and before long, you're meeting for coffee, talking strategy, and even considering collaborations. It's exciting. You feel like you found a kindred spirit. But a few months down the line, you find out that this friend of yours has launched a product almost identical to yours, even with similar branding and marketing angles. It's a brutal realization. You thought they were a friend, but they saw you as competition and used their closeness to gain insight. It's easy to feel betrayed in such situations, but it's also a valuable lesson. People often act like friends to get closer to your ideas, your vision, or even your client list. It's human nature to want to succeed. And sometimes people are willing to bend morals for their own gain. Instead of letting it break your spirit, use it as a reminder to be more guarded with your insights and your plans. Remember, protect your vision. Don't share your blueprints until you're ready. 3, beware the yes friends. Another type of friend that you'll encounter on this journey is the yes friend. Now, yes friends are those who seem to adore everything you do. Every idea you bring up, that's brilliant. Every decision you make, you're a genius. And while that sounds nice, it can actually be one of the most dangerous forms of support. You see, yes, friends love to celebrate with you, but they won't tell you the hard truths. They're not invested enough in your growth to risk being the bearer of bad news. And here's where things get tricky. As an entrepreneur, you need people who will challenge you. You need friends who will look you in the eye and say, I don't think this is a good idea. Or you might want to rethink this strategy. Yes, friends enjoy the ride, and they'll stick around as long as things are going well. But they're often nowhere to be found when things get tough because they were never invested in your vision to begin with. They were just there for the fun. So don't be afraid to seek out people who can give you constructive feedback. It's uncomfortable, sure, but it's also necessary if you want to grow and succeed. A true friend or a valuable business ally isn't afraid to tell you the truth, even if it stings a little. 4, seek allies, not friends. Now, let's shift our focus a bit. Instead of seeking friends in business, consider seeking allies. Allies are people who share a common goal or objective, and there's a mutual understanding of what each party brings to the table. Think about a good sports team. The players might not all be best friends, but they have a common goal: to win the game. They understand each other's strengths and weaknesses, and they work together to achieve victory. There's respect and camaraderie, but it's based on the game, not personal feelings. In business, an alliance can be more powerful than a friendship. With an ally, there's clarity. You both know why you're there, what you want, and what you're bringing to the partnership. There's no need to blur the lines. An alliance is honest. It doesn't rely on personal feelings or loyalty. It relies on a mutual understanding of value. Now, over time, an ally might become a friend, and that's fantastic. But if you go into business seeking friendships, you might find yourself disappointed when things don't go as expected. Seek allies first, people who respect your work, appreciate your vision, and are invested in the journey. 5, the importance of boundaries. Now let's talk about boundaries. If there's one piece of advice I can give to every entrepreneur, it's this: learn to set boundaries and learn it fast. Boundaries aren't just about protecting yourself from other people. They're also about protecting yourself from yourself. Sometimes we get so caught up in the excitement of a new project or a new connection that we end up oversharing or overcommitting. Setting boundaries doesn't mean you're being cold or untrusting. It means you understand the value of what you have and you're choosing to protect it. In business, if you don't protect your resources, your energy, and your ideas, you can find yourself drained, overwhelmed, and even betrayed by people who took advantage of your openness. Let's say you're working on a groundbreaking product. You're excited, and you're talking about it with almost everyone you meet. You might share a bit too much here, reveal a few secrets there, and before you know it, someone else is working on a similar product. Or worse, they've beaten you to market. Boundaries help you stay in control of your story and your resources. If someone wants to know all the details of your project, it's okay to say, let's save that for later, or I'd rather not go into specifics yet. You're not being rude, you're being wise. 6, know when to walk away. Sometimes we stay in relationships. 6, know when to walk away. Sometimes we stay in relationships out of a sense of loyalty or obligation. Maybe someone was there for you when you were just starting out and you feel you owe them for their support. Or perhaps you've been in a partnership for so long that the thought of moving on feels impossible. But here's the thing. If a relationship isn't serving you anymore, it's okay to let it go. This doesn't mean you're being selfish or ungrateful. It means you understand that loyalty to yourself and your vision comes first. Staying in a relationship that's holding you back isn't noble. It's limiting. And sometimes the greatest growth comes after we let go of things that are no longer aligned with who we are or where we're headed. If you want to reach new heights, you can't be weighed down by relationships that aren't helping you grow. So be brave enough to say goodbye when it's time. It's hard, yes, but it's also one of the most empowering decisions you can make. 7, you're not alone. Now you might be thinking, this sounds like a pretty lonely path. And yes, entrepreneurship can be lonely, but it's also a journey of profound self-discovery. As you learn to stand on your own 2 feet, you discover a strength and resilience within yourself that you might never have known otherwise. There's a power in standing alone, in knowing that you are enough and that you have the courage to make decisions independently. And here's the beauty of it. You're never truly alone. You're part of a global community of entrepreneurs, all of whom are facing similar challenges and learning similar lessons. You're surrounded by people who respect your work ethic, admire your ambition, and value your ideas. Don't mistake respect for friendship, but also don't underestimate the value of respect. It's a powerful currency in the business world. 8, have a sense of humor about it all. All this talk of boundaries, alliances, and caution might sound heavy, but don't forget to have a sense of humor along the way. Business is serious, yes, but life is also absurd, unexpected, and often downright funny. Have fun with the journey. Laugh at the situations you find yourself in, and even laugh at your own mistakes. There's no better teacher than failure, and sometimes the best way to learn is to embrace the lessons with a bit of humor. Humor keeps us humble and reminds us that we're all just figuring it out. So don't be afraid to laugh, to let go, and to keep moving forward with a light heart. 9. The friend you can always rely on. Now let's talk about the one friend you can always count on, yourself. You are your own best friend, your own greatest ally, and the one person who will never leave your side. Invest in yourself, trust your instincts, and rely on your own strength. When you truly value yourself, you'll naturally attract people who value you too, not just for what you offer, but for who you are. This kind of self-respect radiates, and it brings people to you who genuinely want to see you succeed. So, to every entrepreneur watching today, here's my final message. Be careful, be wise, but above all, be true to yourself. You don't need to make everyone your friend to succeed. Build alliances, set boundaries, and walk your own path with confidence. Because in the end, that's the friendship that's worth everything. Thank you.